Hey soil soldiers, welcome back to the Weekend Garden Show. Thank you so much for being here. Today I'm going to be dropping some seeds, so stick around so you can see which varieties I'll be growing this spring season. Alright, so I've already got my seed starting mix into my seed starting trays, which is right here. There we go. Let me slide this over. Boom. So let's get started. The first seed I'm going to be growing is giant noble spinach. I'm going to show you a picture of what this plant looked like in my garden when I grew it last year. Super excited to have it. This is a really large spinach, and you're gonna want to, if you're growing it in a container, you're gonna want to give it as much space as you can. Probably no more than 1 or 2 in a 5-gallon container. You know, if you have a larger container, then you can get more in there. But yeah, I would definitely not do any more than 2 plants per 5 gallons because they are really, really large. I've got 2 seeds in each cell, and I'm just gonna push them down a little bit and cover them back up. Next up is some American flag leeks, which I have right here. And these I'm really looking forward to because I want to make some potato and leek soup. So this will give me an opportunity to just try some new things in the kitchen. So I'm excited about that. Next up, I'm dropping these albino beets that I got from GT Junior. Thank you so much. And these are essentially sugar beets. If you weren't aware, about 60% of our granulated sugar actually comes from sugar beets and not from sugar cane. So I definitely was excited to receive these because I've never really been a fan of beets, but the idea of a sweet beet is kind of interesting. So I'm excited to give these a try. Next up is Shao fruit radish. It is supposed to have a crispy texture like an apple and like the sweetness or taste of a pear. So that's why it's called a fruit radish. That was really interesting to me, so I had to buy it. And I'm curious to see what it's going to be like. I had already actually planted these and they did germinate for me, but the frost took them right on out. So we're going to drop some more. Now it's time for some little gem lettuce. This is like a mini romaine. So if you like romaine lettuce, you'll most likely like little gem. I'm also going to try some iceberg lettuce. This is like your classic lettuce. You order a salad, most likely you're going to have some iceberg lettuce in there. Unless it says spring mix or romaine. 9 times out of 10, it's iceberg. So this is just a classic lettuce, and very similar to cabbage in that it creates a head. So this takes some time to actually grow. You'll want to give this a lot of space and pack your patience so that it has time to form that crispy head. Next up is Bib lettuce. Now, Bib lettuce, also known as Boston lettuce or butter lettuce, also forms a head, and it's one of the better tasting lettuce varieties that you can grow. I'm really looking forward to this. I've never grown Bib lettuce, but I've certainly had them on sandwiches, and they are delicious. Crispy, like tender, fresh leaves, you know, like everything you want in lettuce on a sandwich. Like it holds its own, doesn't get all wilty and soggy on the bun. That's my kind of lettuce. One of my favorites. It just says Bok Choy, but I know that it's baby Bok Choy. This is a baby bok choy variety that I grew, and it's delicious and it's super cute. Here's a picture of it. I'm going to plant these right next to the little gem, so I'll have all my little baby greens together. Now we have Michihili cabbage, which is an Asian green, and this is a very light green cabbage, and this is something else that is really good in a stir fry or a salad. And last but certainly not least, this is komatsuna, and komatsuna is a mustard spinach. So I've never had it, but Lady Cheryl grew it, and so did Stacy from Hands in the Dirt, and they talked about how delicious it was. So in the ground it goes. So here's another look at everything we planted tonight. We have the giant noble spinach, the American flag leeks, iceberg lettuce, Bib lettuce. This is albino beets, shallow radish, little gem lettuce, baby bok choy, Michihili cabbage, and komatsuna. I'm really looking forward to growing these during the spring season. Normally, I avoid brassicas during the spring like the plague, okay? Because it's bug season, and it's like you're putting out their own personal buffet. So the only reason I'm actually gonna grow these is because I'm gonna try and utilize the greenhouse while it's still cool outside. Eventually, it'll just be way too hot for these plants in there because they do prefer the cooler temperatures. But hopefully by that time, they are well established, and we'll have some resistance, I'm hoping. We shall see. But I think it's going to be great to have some of these for the spring and not have to wait until the fall to actually grow these types of vegetables. So that is it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me while I got these planted. These are just the cool weather varieties that I was interested in for this spring season. I'm definitely going to be dropping some more seeds that will be more of like summertime seeds. So things like tomatoes and peppers and melon. And then I've also got some things that will be growing for the cooler season that won't be fitting in these little trays, like some red skin potatoes, and I'm also going to be starting some ginger. So super excited for all of that, but I really wanted to get a go on these so that in the next 4 weeks I can go ahead and pop these right outside into the garden. So thanks again for hanging out with me, and I will see you all next time on the Weekend Garden Show.